Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. Hope you are all well. I don't know. I'm a little bit discombobulated today. I don't know why. It's just one of those days, that is just like, what is going on with me? My brain isn't working, and I can't focus on anything. And so it's one of those days. And so, but anyways. I'm here. I thought, let me just, in spite of how my brain is working today, I thought I'd jump on here and just say hello to everyone. Hope you are having a better day than I am, wherever you are in the world. Hello, hello, hello. Um, um, but anyways, welcome to Facts and Two Cents. As you know, we are a channel that supports the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry, Meghan, Archie, Baby, Lily, Mama Doria, Poola, God, Chickens, Mama Mia, all of us here, Sussex Squad. Welcome, guys. See all my friends in the chat. Hello, 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 hello. Yesterday I got home and I was like, oh my gosh, I could do an impromptu live. And for some reason I did it, and then I made an error and then tried to fix it, and then it just would not work. So I deleted it and then tried it again. And then I don't know what was happening with StreamYard. And then I ended up having to just delete the whole thing. So just in case anybody saw like both of those links and then all of a sudden they were gone. Yeah, that's what happened. I'm not sure, maybe because I was rushing. Sometimes when you're rushing, everything is just sort of crazy and you're trying to figure it out. And just because you're rushing, you just can't figure it out. So that could have been it too. So, anyways, but I'm here. I'm happy to be here today. I don't even have receipts. I do not have an agenda for today. I'm just gonna hang out with you, just hang out, see how you guys are doing. And our faves are under a tree somewhere in Montecito, I'm assuming, doing whatever it is they're doing. So I'm just happy, whatever it is they're doing, whatever. We will hear from them at some point when they want us to hear from them, which I'm so happy that they have this, they have this freedom and this all of that to, when they want us to hear from them, then we will hear from them. So I love that for them. That's what we all want. So yes. Oh, thank you so much, Church Nelly. Great organization. If you're looking for a way to support the people, whether it's Gaza or those in Israel too, that are really, because of the what's going on there, it's been horrific. Humanitarian aid is very limited, and so World Central Kitchen has partnered up with an organization there in Gaza that's been providing food for people there, especially people, Palestinians who have been fleeing Gaza. So they've been, wherever they are in that area, they have been providing food for the people that come there. It's not everybody, obviously, but at least some people are getting food and water and stuff. So it is a great, on the in the show notes of this video and in all of our videos, you will see a link there for World Central Kitchen. And I'll also post the link to their partner organization. I just realized I posted it on Spoutable, but I forgot to post it in our community page. So I will do that so that way you can check out the organization. Obviously, I always say, before give your hard-earned money to anything, do your due diligence, check them out and see if it's something that, or a place you feel comfortable donating to. And definitely, if you want to, go ahead and do that. But World Central Kitchen on a whole, they are pretty much all over the world, not just in the Middle East. They are also in Afghanistan and Morocco, because they've had earthquakes there. They're all over the place. Wherever there is a struggle, they are there. And so, yeah. And again, so they are partnering up where they can't physically get to, because there's no way to get into Gaza. They are partnering up with kitchens or restaurants, that are still there, or at least chefs that are still enabled, that could help provide food for people in the community. So, I mean, great. And of course, this is the organization that Harry and Meghan supports, and they help fund and all of that stuff. So they're doing great work. And for me, they're like angels on this earth. So I'm like, Thank you, thank you, thank you. World Central Kitchen as usual. But hello to my friends in the chat. I see, well, definitely I see Church Nelly there. Hi, Church Nelly. And I'm just gonna scroll all the way up. All the way up. Yeah, Connie is here. Hello, Connie. Awesome moderator. Karen M is here, and Antoinette, and Rafaela is here. Um, Rafaela, where are you? There, here we go. This thing keeps jumping on me. Rafaela Bertoni. Antoinette is here. Louise is here. Hello, guys. How are you? It's like, I hope you're having a wonderful day. You know, grace and peace. So I'm just going to take the grace and peace part. Louise, thank you so much. I will have a great day after this, I'm sure. This is already lifting my spirits because I think also too it's gray outside. It's just like, you know, one day it's really nice and then the next day it's gray, and then there is this helicopter that has been circling around our community for like the last, I swear, 2 hours. Every time it keeps coming, I have no idea what's going on, but it's literally just keeps circling around. And it's just like, oh my goodness, can you go away already? Whatever, you know, whatever it is, it's like, ooh. New York sounds for you. But Kathy's like, hello, global squaddies. Hello, global squaddies. Let's see. Oh, I see Auntie Jane is here. Hello, Auntie Jane. And Gwen, hello. Thank you for the flowers, my love. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, Lottie, I see Lottie. Hello, Lottie. How are you? And Annie is here. And Mrs. S is here. Hello, hello, hello. She's like, just got to the parking lot at work. Seems like it's going to rain. Well, if you're in New York, then yeah, it's pretty gray. I mean, it was nice outside, but you can see it's, you know, very cloudy. Also, parts of it very cloudy. So now I'm looking out and it's very, very cloudy. So I'm assuming it will. Hopefully not. Maybe the clouds will pass away. I hope. So yeah, but you know, if you're in New York, it's just at this time of year, the weather is just, you know, it could be like, it feels like it could be 60 during the day or 60 going to 70, and then by night it drops to like 50, and it's like, oh, you know, 40 something, and it's crazy. New York's weather is really, really crazy. Let's see. Oh wait, what happened to Elaine? It says Elaine Parker, this news is giving me chills. It's bringing back terrible memories of an incident that happened in my family back in the 90s. In 1990, I pray that your granddaughter will have a speedy recovery. Oh my goodness, Elaine, I definitely will also pray. I don't exactly know what I'm not seeing Elaine's tweet, so I don't know exactly what the situation is. I'm like scrolling to find Elaine's post. I don't see it, but whatever it is, I will definitely be praying for your granddaughter. Oh, that's always difficult when it's kids, man. I mean, it's difficult with anybody, but especially when it's kids. It's always, definitely be praying for you guys. So thank you so much, Mrs. S, for posting this because I didn't know. Okay, so what is going on? With our faves. I hope you guys got a chance to see the Kaboom video. I posted it in our community page. So it is just so wonderful. I mean, every time I see something from Kaboom that with the Sussexes and the work that they've do and are continuing to do actually in Uvalde, Texas, it always brings me back to, if you guys remember when Meghan first went, when, you know, the tragedy there happened, you know, with all, you know, the kids in the school who, you know, this gunman went in there, and not just the kids, also teachers. And when it all happened and Meghan went to Uvalde, Texas, and I would always remember just the vile abuse she got from the press, especially the British press, some American reporters, obviously the trolls online. I mean, it was horrendous. The amount of abuse, people claiming that she took Netflix camera, that she only went there for attention. It was just like ridiculous. And so, and we know for a fact from the people there that she met, that she literally went there to support and to comfort and to help comfort people. And she, she took food and all of that stuff, and built community, and really built a community and friendships there. And she stayed. And even the nephew of one of the ladies that died, um he had posted how, Meghan would kept in touch with the family and how much it meant to them. And it wasn't that, this Duchess of Sussex, it was just Meghan reaching out and staying, connected to the families there. And then to see, Archwell, and I didn't realize it was Meghan who brought, told the teacher, in the video, as you can saw, she was saying that, she met Meghan, and she was saying, one thing she knows is that when kids are in playgrounds, they're happy. But, she's like, well, can you help me figure out, because Meghan wanted to know basically how she can help, can you help me figure out how to get that done? And so Meghan mentioned Kaboom. Meghan is like a wealth of resources. I mean, she's like like walking resource center. And she mentioned Kaboom, and so they all got with Kaboom, and Archwell worked with Kaboom and the Uvalde, Texas community, and built this community park. And to see, they were talking about seeing how it has made such an impact in the families that are there. They even have a memorial to all of the people who died as well, that's at the park. And so it was just really great. I know James Holt was also part of the little video. It's about what, 3 minute and something video. And so I hope you guys get a chance to watch it. But again, it always brings me back to, when Meghan went there, because all those people who were attacking her, you know, I I don't know, but I more than likely, not many of them, if any at all, did anything for the people of Uvalde. But yet Meghan, the one who they were abusing, is the one that stayed and actually made an impact in the community, and it continues to make an impact, prioritizing the people and the kids there. And I know that they're also building more playgrounds there. And so it's just really, I mean, I am so glad. I mean, that Meghan, because any lesser person would have been like, look, I'm out. They wouldn't want to continue with trying to reach out to the community at all, because of all the abuse she got from doing it. And yet she stayed true to herself. She stayed true to, her and Harry stayed true to their motto of simply doing good and tuning out the hate, and stay there and look the impact that they have on the community. And I think that, again, they're continuing. I think they're building like other playgrounds in the Uvalde, Texas community as well. So, again, when all of the press left, when all of the attention left Uvalde, the people that stayed are Harry and Meghan and Archwell. And so it, for me, is just a testament to who they are. When people talk about, say, for example, say William and Kate, this is the thing that they, so actually one of our squaddies chastised me for giving them any giving them any pointers of how to improve. But, since they always copy the Sussexes anyway, my thing with them is always, if you're going to imitate, if you're going to copy something from the Sussexes, copy the hard work, which is what they hate. They're too lazy. This is what you do. You build community, you stay there, you do the hard work, you get your hands dirty, and do the hard work. And then you see the results. And then you don't need the press to prop you up every 2 minutes because you have nothing to offer. You you already have it there because your work can speak for itself. Harry and Meghan don't have to put out a video. The people of Uvalde is the one that put this video together. So it's not even on the Sussexes website. Which, again, people, put that video on your website, please. If you're listening to this video, which of course they don't even know we exist, but just on the odd chance, put it on your website. But it's really, really wonderful. And Maggie Margaret, thank you so much for your very kind donation. Thank you for your support. I appreciate. Thank you. And as Byron says, thank you for watching. Facts and 2 cents. There you go. This is my barren imitation for the day, or my barren copy for the day. Um, yeah, so it just, I mean, I love it. And then also too, I hope you guys got to see the Invictus video which I posted. So so incredibly inspiring, so inspiring. And so I am very much looking forward. And I always think of like the Jamaican bobsled team. And so it's like, it'll be really cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing Nigerian team on ice. I mean, on snow. That would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. Of course, we saw a little bit of it in the video as well. And so, yeah, it's amazing. I look forward to it. So hopefully, again, if you haven't seen it, it's on our community page, so jump on over there and it's there. Again, I don't have receipts today. So we're just chatting today. Let's see. Mrs. S says, notice those who criticize Meghan are the ones who do zero to help others. It's so true, because the people who usually help are the ones, they're not going around. They don't have time to go around, attacking other people because of what they do. The people who don't, they have all this time in the world because they're not doing anything, and they're the ones that go around attacking others who are doing. So very, very true, Mrs. Ass. And I'm so proud of Harry and Meghan, of who they are, and who they represent. I mean, goodness grievances. Look at the work. And it's always, when we talk about Archwell, I always have to remind myself, this is a brand new company. It's a brand new, foundation. Brand new. Like in 2 years, whatever it is, 2 years, probably going on 3 years, probably. It is, well, actually, I guess fully functioning 2 years in September, because 2020 is when they started it, and again, Meghan was pregnant, so they couldn't really do a whole lot. It was just starting and trying to get it up and running. And so, but really fully functioning, this is the second year, and look at all the stuff they've done already. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. Green Planet says, a channel said Michelle Obama does support Meghan. Is that true? I mean, I know, when Meghan was in the UK, Michelle was very supportive. I don't know where their relationship is now. I haven't seen any communication or anything like that. I know Meghan definitely supports, I think Michelle Obama's voter foundation, I think it's called, something vote. I don't remember what it's called, but something vote. And so I know Meghan supports that organization. But I don't know. I haven't seen any communication between them. That does not obviously mean that there has not been. It's just, not private. I'm sorry, not public. And so I don't know. I don't know what. I know people like the vice president have been very public in their support. Hillary Clinton has been very public in her support. But I don't know about Michelle Obama. So I couldn't speak on that. Again, I knew before Harry and Meghan moved here, she was. I don't know now. So let's see. Andrea says, true battle haters hate so much they do nothing to help anyone. Exactly. You just have to look at, say, the derangers who are always attacking the squad because we're raising funds, and because they are just they're just here to hate. They have not, they have tried a couple of times. A couple of people are like, let's do a fundraiser, and it has never gone anywhere because, again, their motive here is not to, is not to support anyone. It's just to hate someone. So yeah. Let's see what else is happening. Jada, it's so funny. I saw this video about Jada and her book, and this girl did a video like, can you keep us out the group chat? Because there are so many people who are just like, Jada, we've had enough. Jada and Will Smith, like, we've had enough. We don't want any more. Please, we don't need to know any more about your private life. And so there's like a whole drama that's going on with Jada and her book, which is very interesting to me because before Jada and Will start to be really public about their relationship and the goings on in their family, there was always this gossip about their relationship and all these lies and all these misconceptions about who they are as people, their family. I mean, there was all of this stuff. And then the minute Will and Jada decide, you know what, let us just be open about our lives, everybody started complaining and claiming, like, we don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it. Shut up. We don't want to hear from you. Sounds familiar? Sounds very familiar. Because remember how people would do that to the Sussexes? They have all of these lies and misinformation about this couple. And the moment they decided, you know what, let's speak, let's be open and about what is going on in our life. The moment they did that, the same people who were gossiping and spreading all those lies and misinformation, they turned around and it's like, shut up. We don't want to hear from you. We don't want to hear you. We don't want to hear your truth. We just want to lie and gossip about you. We're comfortable with that. We don't want to hear the truth from you. And it's kind of, for me, the same thing that I see with Will and Jada. And then the whole thing is like, Will did a whole memoir, and I didn't even read the book, but there was a lot of stuff he talked about their relationship, a lot of things that, where he was guilty of, where, people were blaming Jada as they usually blame the woman. So now Will did his thing and revealed a lot about their relationship, and nobody said anything. All of a sudden, Jada is now releasing her book, and everybody is up in arms about things that they've talked about before. And all of a sudden, it's like, can you please keep us out your group chat? We don't want to hear anymore. We're tired. But from this, again, the same people that were, a lot of them, I'm sure, the same people that were gossiping about them. And so it's very interesting what's going on. So Jada is on her promotional tour going right now. And one of the things that happened, she did a little promo video with this guy. I think it's called Fat Joe, I think his name is. And one of the things is she's like, buy the book, buy the book, buy the book. And he was like, yeah, you got to buy like Prince Harry's book, And so they were all like, talking about Prince Harry's book because they want it to sell like Prince Harry's book, and Spare, obviously. And so it was just very funny that it looked like he read the book. I don't know if Jada read it or not, but he certainly seemed like he did. But it's like, it was very funny when I heard that, because this guy's like, yeah, Prince Harry is the standard, Spare is the standard. People are, definitely, that's, whether or not it surpasses Prince Harry's, I don't think, I don't see it surpassing it, but who knows? And then also, along with that, obviously, Britney Spears is coming out as well. That could surpass it. Who knows? Maybe because, a lot of stuff, especially the fact that she just came out of whatever that word is, I always forget it. But anyways, conservatorship. Her family put her under there because, they claimed she couldn't take care of herself. It was illegal and very brutal. And so she is finally out of that. And she's written a memoir about her life, which is tragic. From the excerpt that I've heard and seen so far, not seen, but heard, the book is not out yet. So that could be another one that, challenges Spare. But again, Spare is the standard. And Spare is back into number 2 in library Twitter, as we were following library Twitter early on. So it's very, 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 very interesting. It's just like, it's just so funny watching him. Was like, yeah, like Prince Harry book, buy like Prince Harry's book. Maverick says, Pedal, did you see Dr. Gabor's interview when he spoke about Harry? Yes, I did actually. It's so funny with all the stuff that was going on. There are so many different stories that sort of came up. Then I was like, okay, I'll do it later. But yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Dr. Gabor, if this is the same one you're talking about, Maverick, Dr. Gabor did an interview recently on like a podcast, I guess, and he was talking about what happened when he did the you guys remember he met with Harry and they did this this mental health, I want to say seminar thing around Spare and also around his book. And so one of the things that happened with that is the abuse that he took, and that not took, but was thrown at him by the British press. They just literally went after this man in the worst way, trying to belittle him, trying all this crazy narrative. And one of the things that came out of it, and one of the things he said is like, he kind of regrets doing the interview, not for the interview's sake, but because of the format of the interview. Because the format of the interview was that they did an interview and you had to buy a book in order to be a part of the interview. Now, I wasn't a part of that. I already had a book, and so I wasn't, I was working. I think I was working at the time as well. So I wasn't able to be a part of the session, but he and then he's like, he did it, even though he didn't feel good about the fact that people had to purchase a book in order to be, a part of it, because he felt like this should be a public service. This should be free. But, whoever it is that set this up didn't. And so, it was as is, it was a closed thing. And one of the, and then after, both him and Harry felt like this is a public service. We should make this available to everyone. But the legal department, I guess, at Penguin is like, no, you can't do that because it was already sold as you had to purchase a book. So if you now then give it for free, then you can have legal issues. And so they never put the whole session out for free. Which the problem with it is, because we only have little excerpts of the interview, the British press took that and twisted it all forms and manner and used it to abuse him in the worst way that really damaged his mental health, to where he literally had to go and get help for him. I mean, this is a man who, is a doctor that helped people with their mental health, and it damaged him so much that he needed to go and get help. And it was really despicable what they did, the British press did to him. And, we talked about it a little bit. There was so much lies about him. And because, again, the interview, because we only got little pieces of it, they were able to twist it. And there was no way, for, other than the little clips that came out that, people weren't supposed to do it. They don't have, nobody has the full context of what was said. And so both him and Harry wanted it to be released for the public. But again, Penguin Random House are the ones who owns the rights to all of this stuff. So it's not their decision. They had to go along with what, and again, when they asked him and Harry wanted to do it, they're like, no, legally you can't do it because of these reasons. But it was sick. It is really, really sick. I mean, I'm at a loss for why reporters in the British press are allowed to do what they do and do it just so openly, and nobody says a word. And again, it goes back to just the thuggish, brutal. I mean, it's just there's that culture in the UK is just, it is so vile that I'm at a loss for words to describe, and then when you call them out and you expose them, then they try to play like, oh, we are victims. I mean, the basic narcissists, and it just, I can't even, I cannot even with that. So yeah, but he got help and he's getting help. And again, he doesn't regret the interview with Harry at all. He just regrets saying yes to the format of how it was done, and then it's not being released. And then on top of that, being abused by the British press, where it really damaged him and his mental health. So it just, because American press didn't really say anything about it other than he was having stuff. It's the British press and the abuse. And again, because him as a Jewish, he is also Jewish, but he's very much against what's going on right now with Israel and Palestine. that's, a lot of his writings and stuff, if you read it, he speaks very clearly about his opposition to what Israel's doing to Palestine. These are writings like from years ago. And so he's been writing, and here again, he is, survivor of the Holocaust, and he was very much against the Israel occupation and also the apartheid, that and the open prison that they have in Gaza. So all of that, they were, again, throwing at. I mean, he just went through a lot because of his beliefs, and it's proving true. It's proving exactly his what he was saying. This is actually just literally proving what he was saying was correct. So yeah, but at the time, people were like up in on, and it's just like, oh my goodness, So definitely, he seemed to be doing better. So yeah. um yes, sometimes corporate, you have these relationships with these people, and you're beholden to them, or they're controlling. Then it's really, you're sort of having to do what they want you to do, and that's what happened there. Let's see. It is very toxic. It is very toxic. And I say all the time, it's a barbaric culture. It is very. It's what it is. I think of it in terms of the Colosseums back in the day, the Roman Colosseums, where they would put people in a ring and, set an animal on that. That's the kind of culture this is. It's like it's there and it's eat you alive. And that's the British press. And they've been doing it for all these years, and nobody has stopped them. No one has stopped them. So yeah, it's just unbelievable. Maverick, I think you're itch. Like Tupac and Jada never had an affair in high school. Trust me. I don't know anything about it. I've heard, like, that she has friends with Tupac, but I have no idea. I don't know anything. Don't know. So let's see. I think people need to leave Jada alone. It's this thing where, it's like, oh my gosh, Will is this victim. And it's just like, no, if you listen to what Will says about their relationship, no, stop treating Will like he is some victim of Jada, and then she is this evil person. And it's just, especially for Black women, it's so tiring that it's like, and even Black men are doing it, like, oh, she is this, all of this stuff, and all the things she's supposedly doing to Will. And it's just like, even she says, I mean, if I had this kind of power, my life would be a whole lot different. People think that I have all this power over Will. And it's just like, it's craziness. It's really craziness. So hopefully for her, that this book helps her to heal. Hopefully Will also had his memoir, and he completely approves of the book. He read it, and he said, she did an interview where they read a letter from Will, and he's like, he was even though he was a part of all of that, still seeing it on paper was shocking and stuff like that. But he applauded her that she was able to go and dig deep and get out all the things that she was able to get out, and they're still together, figuring out whatever people think of their relationship. It's literally, it's not for everybody. Everybody has their own kind of relationships, and they're trying to figure it out the best they know how. So for me, I just wish them well. I kind of stay out. I'm a person that I don't vouch for people's relationships, no matter what it is. All I do is I wish them well, that they can figure it out, and that they get to a place of peace, and that they, if they are staying together, that they stay together, and it's in love, with love and respect. That's what I wish for them. So apart from that, I stay out of people's marriages. I don't even vouch. Like I always say, like, I don't even vouch for my own parents. That's how much. It's like people are like Harry and Meghan. It's like, no, I don't vouch for anybody's relationships. Not even my own parents. I only see what you show me, and all I wish you is I wish you well. You stay in love and peace. That's it. That's as far as I go in people's relationships. Let's see. Oh, you know her. Oh, that's cool. I know Jada personally, and she is an artist. She is. I mean, you can tell in even the way she speaks. It's like she's so creative in every way that even the way she speaks. So yes, that's awesome. I'm assuming you'll be buying her book. So yes, Rohini says it's a decision of the publishers. Yeah, it's there. I mean, they had to do what the publisher said. I mean, they own the rights to the book, so there's nothing Harry or the doctor could have done. So yeah, but again, he regrets, saying yes to that format because then it turned out to be in a, and again, you see the same pattern because you saw, even G.R. Moringer, who wrote Spare, talked about, that whole the article he did about writing Spare and Daily Mail reporters showing up at his house and all the abusive lies that they wrote about him. It's the same pattern. It's the same pattern. So yeah. I long for the day that America and Canada expel all British reporters from our shores. They are just filthy. I can't even, I really just can't even with that. Let's see. Bright Eyes PBJ says Jada's been telling her story for over 10 years now. I didn't buy Will's book and will not be buying Jada. There are no comparison to Harry and Meghan, in my opinion. That's fine. You don't have to see it, but I'm talking about the comparison I made was about people gossiping about their relationship as they did Harry and Meghan before they did Oprah, before they did the Harry and Meghan docuseries and all of those things. People were gossiping and spreading all kinds of misinformation about them. And for both couples, the moment they decided to speak and speak their truth, then those same people came attacking, and their thing was, shut up, shut up, shut up. We don't want to hear from you. And it's like, but you rather them, stay silent so you can spread all kinds of lies. But the moment they start speaking, you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear from them. So basically, you just want to believe the lies about them. So both couples have gone through the same, situation in that way. So yeah. Let's see. So that's my comparison. So I see that comparison. So, but I get that you don't see it. That's fine, Bright Eyes. Let's see. Scrolling down. Trisha is like, wait, how did we get to Will and Jada? We got to Will and Jada because I was saying that this is just for Church Nelly, by the way. I was saying that Jada, in promoting her book, her and I think the guy is called Fat Joe. I don't really know him. But I think that's what they said his name was. In that, they were like, buy the book, buy the book, buy the book, and buy it like you did Prince Harry's book, Spare. And so he was talking about Spare. And so that's how I got into Will and Jada, because Jada is promoting her book that I'm assuming is either out or is going to be out soon. And so that's how I got there. So there. Cookies and Cream says, our awesome moderator says, Meghan suffered horrendous abuse at the hands of the unroyals and racist press. Thank God she was able to get away from that toxic, inhumane, sadistic environment. So very true. And I have to finish. I started and never did go back to it. But for those who have seen David Beckham's documentary or docu-series, who, by the way, I just saw a report today that it's the highest viewership for a docu-series or a show on Netflix since Harry and Meghan docu-series. It is not as high because I think that when Harry and Meghan started, I think viewership of it, the premiere was like 4.5 million or something like that, and I think the Beckhams are like 3.4 or something like that million. So it's not as high as the Harry and Meghan docuseries, but it's the highest since the docuseries. So you can see the comparison there. But one of the things that is in that docuseries that I haven't gotten there yet was the abuse, the inhumane treatment of David Beckham and his family. And it just, again, for a while then, I don't even know if they're still live in the US, but they moved out of the UK because of that abuse. And it's like, if you, I guess David Beckham came from a very poor, environment, I guess, and you do something where you quote unquote move above your station, then I guess that is like open season to abuse you or something. It is just, it's sick. And so I know he lived and his family lived in the US. I don't know if they haven't paid attention to David Beckham in a while. So I don't know if they still live here. I know his son married somebody from here, but even then I don't really know if they all live here. Maybe they just come. I don't remember, or I don't know. But they had to leave. And so you see so many celebrities who are, they start becoming big, they get out of there because it's just, again, this brutal, sick society. And again, I don't understand why it's allowed to just fester like this and just go on and on and on. I don't get it. Let's say what else I got. Oh, there was this thing, and this is where I'm mad that I don't have my receipts today. You have to excuse, today my brain is not all over the place. But there was this thing, I think it was in 2022. Kate and William posted on their Twitter, I want to say it was their Twitter, that they donated £345,000 to this organization. It's called Two Riding Community Foundation. And so they apparently, that's what they have on their Twitter. Fast forward to 2023 when their 2002 financials came out. When it came out, according to their financials, all they have and all they did was donate £13,043. Meanwhile, in 2002, they were claiming that they donated £345,000. So they, whomever it is that donated, they added their 13,000 and claimed that they did. And it's just like, are you crazy? Are you people like, what on earth? And so wonderful squatties, there is like a financial department, squatties has a detective department, or shall I say squatty FBI department. We have a squatty financial department. And they will pick up on this stuff. And so it was one of our financial people. I would never have found this. Picked up on it and tweeted it. And I saw it there for like a week now. And I keep forgetting about it. And it was just like, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. And so it is just very, very interesting how they could just, and the press, nothing. You will never find any of this stuff in the press. They have just like zip. But what was in the press though, I think it was like a few over the weekend actually, was apparently, we remember that Kate's parents, Carol and Michael, I guess the names are, Middleton, their party pieces went bust and they people like over 2 million pounds. They have creditors that they have never repaid, and they also took money out for the pandemic, I guess a pandemic loan, and they have not repaid that. And then so the business was sold because it went into bankruptcy, and it was sold for basically pennies. And so, but the people who they owe, who Carol Middleton and Party Pieces and Michael Middleton owe money to, never got paid. And so there was a whole big hubbub. And if you remember, that whole drama came out when Kate Middleton decided she was going to upstage Queen Camilla and King Charles at that flower show. You never upstage Charles and Camilla. And we did a whole thing on that whole thing. And, Kate upstaging them, where she upstaged them so much that many people didn't even know Charles and Camilla were at the flower show. And so they basically outed her whole family. And it was a doozy because it came out and with great humiliation on front pages of the British press, how basically they stiffed all of these, local mom and pop stores out of all this money. Meanwhile, they live in $1 million homes. And Kate obviously is, future queen and all of that stuff. So all that drama happened and people are angry. The creditors, they are small businesses like a balloon shop and people who made cake. I mean, it just, people who need their money that she didn't pay, and she had apparently called them and claimed that, oh my goodness, yes, you're definitely gonna get paid. And now the guy who bought the company from them is like, yeah, they're never gonna get paid. And so obviously that has left a big stink, and the people are still angry. And so over the weekend, apparently, who knows who did it, apparently people maybe in the community, maybe those people that they owe, those business that they owe, started putting these billboards in their very posh neighborhood, all of them, basically outing Carol and Mike Middleton for not paying their debts. And so apparently there were very nasty billboards all around the community, on trees and all kind of things are surrounding their community. And it was just like, ooh. And apparently Carol and Mike are very popular in their community and all of that stuff. So it must have been a very humiliating experience for them. And apparently Kate's brother, whatever his name is, I don't remember his name, was seen taking down the posters. Of course, the British press, I think it was the Telegraph and somebody else reported about it, but you never saw, they never put, there are no pictures of the posters. And that's very interesting, because they don't want you to see the negative stuff about about the Cambridges. They don't want you to see the negative stuff about the Middleton, which is why I always speak out when squatties post British press negative stuff about the Sussexes. They don't want you to see negative stuff about Kate and William or their family, whatever. Why are we posting their negativity about our faves? So they've never posted one. They just said it happened, and it was embarrassing. And now they're trying to do all of this stuff. Oh no, it's not Carol's fault. She really wanted to pay them back. She had allowed this company to really run the company, and it's not her fault, and she is devastated, which is a complete lie, because the articles that were running in July was that Carol Middleton was on the phone with creditors saying yes, yes, yes. And even in those moments, she was still asking them for more supplies. She was right up in there, according to the reports, in July, when this whole mess was happening. So this whole thing that she had no say, it's just a lie. And of course, we saw her earlier in the year when she came to New Jersey. I would never forget that. She came to New Jersey with her, they had a cardboard cutout of her image. She actually looked very much like Kate, or Kate looked so much like her, in that cardboard cutout in this discount store in New Jersey. I was just like, what? Anyways, so all of that stuff is going on, and it's just like, oh my gosh. So it is just and again, the royal family are silent. They have, you would think they have money. Maybe I would say they have property and land and stuff. Don't know that they are cash rich. I don't know that they have liquid assets. I don't know that they have that. And so for whatever it is, neither Kate nor Pippa, who supposedly have a very, very rich husband, neither one of them have stepped up to help their parents out to get out of this $2 million debt. All the while, these people are still living in multi-million-dollar homes. And so this idea like, oh, but they're very much loved and they're very popular in their community. Well, maybe not so much anymore. Maybe not, because if you are living high on the hog and you owe people in that community all of this stuff, I would say there would be a little bit of bad blood. And the fact that you had all these billboards and all these stuff shaming you to pay what you owe speaks speaks to the fact that maybe you're not as popular as you think you are. So it's just very, I'm like, oh my goodness. And obviously, I don't really pay attention very much to Kate Middleton's parents, but I haven't, I don't know that I've seen them in a very long time. So who knows? Who knows what's going on there? But it's very interesting. And I'm glad these people who they owe are not staying silent. I'm glad that they're speaking up and not letting, if they need to sell their homes to pay people back or sell one of their homes. That's what they need to do, so that way people who they owe stuff to can, get the stuff. How is it fair to walk around and see somebody who owe you money living in a multi-million-dollar home? That is sick. I mean, even though, they can't directly sue them, they, personally, because again, the company is what owes them. But, they're doing what they feel like, okay, you're not going to pay me, so I'm going to out you and make sure that the world know that you are a liar. You stole our stuff and not pay for it. They're definitely not staying aside. So kudos on them. Kudos on them. Wendy Lohman says, I wonder if Harry and Meghan in Atlanta to meet Tyler Perry to discuss production for their work, their publishing rights of their book deal to make a movie. I have no idea. So I'm good, and I know where that's around. And for privacy reasons, I don't believe in stalking people while they're traveling on vacation. That's why I have not said anything about. I know what the stories are there. For me, that is a no. So yeah. But speaking about Tyler Perry, Wendy, Tyler Perry has a documentary coming up and about his life. And those of us who read his book Higher is Waiting, so at least we got a little bit of a preview of his life, especially his early life, with him and his mom, and I'm assuming his rest of his siblings being abused, and I saw the trailer for it. It is amazing. So if you haven't seen it, I will put it in the community page so at least you can take a look at it. The trailer is amazing. I cannot wait for it to come out. I think it's coming out on Amazon, I think. So definitely. But again, if you've read Higher is Waiting, you got a little bit of a gist of his life. And so now we'll see it in, living color. So I'm just very, very excited. Tyler Perry is just, I saw a little thing, a little ad with Tyler. They were saying, who is the only director producer who've had a #1 movie in every year in the last, 3-4 years, something like that. And they were naming all these top Hollywood producers and, directors. And it was Tyler. And it was like Tyler is the only one who's had it. And it was talking about, and also I think it was also part of the documentary, like Tyler filled a place, and he prioritized people that the rest of the entertainment world ignored. He tapped into a core, group of people who really most of Hollywood, if not all, have ignored and have not serviced. And he was able to step into that space and build his business and build his empire from there. And Tyler doesn't forget where he came from. He goes right back there, and that's his people, and he has not forgotten, and he stayed, and so it is really, I am very, very much excited to see it, and him talking about his mother, and oh goodness, it's wonderful. It is really, really wonderful to see. So, and again, whether you are into Tyler Perry's, when he did his stage shows, I'm not a fan of them, but I appreciate them, and I respect it. I respect what he did and what he was doing and why he was doing it, and even the stories that he was telling. It's from his experience and from where he was at the time. And so that's why I appreciate, even though they're not my, it's not the genre that I would normally go for, I definitely respect him, and I respect the journey that he is, that he's been on. It's been amazing, so yeah, it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Let's see. Scotty Brown. Hey, Scotty Brown says, it will not be a good look. The ultimate PR nightmare if William and Kate would use their money, taxpayer money, to bail the Middletons out. Well, yeah, I would assume they have a part. They have the duchy, I assume, the duchy brings in what, 20 million, something like that per year. So I would assume, they have other investments apart from what they get from taxpayers. So but it's very interesting. I mean, even if William and Kate can't do it because for, tax reasons, whatever, supposedly Pippa is married to a billionaire. And this is the thing when with British press, how they exaggerate things. And I think one of the big things, the reasons why Kate's parents end up in the mess that they ended up in, is that I think they very much exaggerated what that company made, because they were saying like, oh, it brought in millions and all of that stuff. And I don't believe that. I don't believe that that's a situation. I think they highly exaggerated how profitable that company was, and so, and people are buying into it because they're thinking that, oh yeah, well, it's profitable, and then it's the future queen's mother, of course, and then look at where we are, so yeah. But I think they're doing the same thing to Pippa Middleton and her husband. Is he a billionaire? I don't know, but would I be surprised if he's not? No, I would not be surprised either. But again, it seemed like he has money. So it's interesting that she hasn't tried to bail her parents out either. So who knows? Maybe they're learning a lesson in money from their kids. I don't know. I absolutely don't know. So yeah. Connie says the tabloids listen to Sussex channels and write the opposite of what we said. Yeah, it's always opposites day over there. It really is. It really is opposites day. If they say the sky is up, just look down. I'm sure it's down there somewhere. It's just, yeah. Yeah. So let's see. Oh, hello, Fire. How are you? It's like hello to our moderators and supporters who would. How are you? Who are all doing? Hope everyone is well and thriving. Yes, I hope so too. I hope so too. Oh, there was this really cool story. Coming to New York for a second. That this reporter, he. I think, what was the name of the article? Shoot, I forgot. Media Insider, I think it was called. That he went to Harry and Meghan's the seminar, the mental health seminar with Project Healthy Minds here in New York, and he was invited to it. I think he knows somebody either within Archwell team or something like that. And with all of the stuff that's going on in the world, he was like, he was invited. And he's like, oh, do I want to go? Because would I want to write about it with all this other major stuff happening in the world? Is it going to be any good? Whatever. And then he went, and I mean, the article was all, and if you want the article, just let me know. Again, I'm not posting links because I keep getting, it's like I'm still getting these crazy about link stuff. It's like, but anyways, and he was so impacted by it. He went in thinking, oh, it's not going to be all that deep, whatever. And he just walked out of that so impactful. And so he wrote an article about each of the family and what they shared about their, losing their child. And it was just like, wow, And so again, somebody who was skeptical walking out of there. And again, how could you not walk out of there impacted when people are sharing about losing a child? And so it's like, and then you see all of these families, and then I'm assuming everyone here has watched the, at least what we have is Harry and Meghan and Dr. Murthy's section of the summit. And I know it's on Sky News, but I had to hold my nose and watch it because that's the only place that I've seen it. And so I would have wished, Harry and Meghan, if you're listening to this, please put it on your website. Please, but that's the only place that is. And so, and I wanted to hear it. And for me, it's just like, okay, some things you hold your nose, and I have to hold my nose and watch it. And it is really amazing. So how could you not walk away from that? Just completely impacted. So if you want the link to it, send me an email at factsand2cents@gmail.com, and I will send you the link to it. Let's see. Shirley says, Pedal, you're so right. They say William is a billionaire, but they add all the properties. He's just a millionaire. I know, he's just a millionaire. No, not a billionaire, just a millionaire. Yeah, I think they're a million. I mean, they did say the Queen was a billionaire. So since Charles inherited just about everything the Queen has, then I'm assuming he is one as well. I mean, they're probably one of the biggest landowners anywhere in the world. I mean, these people are rich beyond belief. Um, so, there was another one I was just looking at, and then it went away, and I can't remember what it was saying. Joanne says, I think we're back to Tyler. Wendy, Paramount was attempting to sell BET for more than it was worth. Yes, they were trying to take advantage. They were trying to take advantage. Yes, yes, absolutely. They were trying to sell signed to sell it for like 3 billion. Tyler and his group they were like 2 billion, but BET is not even worth 2 billion. I mean, again, cable is a dying industry. You're buying something that is the value is going down. Unless they're going to be prioritizing the online streaming version parts of it, but you're buying a cable channel that is declining. So I mean, for me, I feel like 2 billion was way more than BET is worth at this moment. Maybe they would have upgraded it and do great stuff, but again, the way how we view content is very different. Nobody stays home to, at least very few people stay home to watch stuff on TV. We stream all that stuff. And so, yeah, they were definitely trying to rip them off. And I'm so glad that Tyler didn't, and his group, and I think there was another group as well trying to get it. I'm glad they didn't fall for it. I think that's nonsense. That's absolutely nonsense. Fatima says, I like Will Smith and Jada Smith. They're a beautiful couple, and I wish people just let them be. Yeah, I mean, everyone has such differing opinions of them. I just, look, we are who we are. We go through what we go through. As long as you're working through it and trying to figure it out. I mean, that's just life. That's just life. And I think they're beautiful people, and the family is what they, yes, think whatever you want of them, but it's just like, look, they're together and as a family. So again, everyone has different their feelings and views about Jada and Will and their brood over there. So yeah. Wendy says, oh, I'm sorry, V Thomas is saying to Wendy, the previous owner stated in an interview that he wouldn't purchase BET for the price of Paramount is asking. Yeah, that Johnson, I don't remember what his last name. I think it's Johnson. They owned BET before. Yeah, because again, it is cable is not, it's not something that is going to, be going up. I mean, more and more people are not going to be watching stuff via cable. The way we view content is long gone away from that. So yeah. And yeah, please don't swear on the channel. Let's learn to communicate without swearing, please. Thank you. Thank you, Church Nelly, for that, reminding others to not swear. Thank you. Yes, no swearing. And again, look, we're adults. I mean, if we can feel, not only just swearing, but learn how to, I mean, we could critique, but do it in a way that is respectful, in a way that, okay, if someone were critiquing me, how would I want them to either speak with me or speak of me? Would I want them to demean my looks? Would I want them to demean my weight? Would I want them to demean my body, shape and size, and you know what I mean? Would I want them to refer to me as an animal, or you know what I mean? It's like, okay, how would I refer, now I'm going to talk to myself because I just, basically called the British press an animal. So this is for me too, is to remind myself, it's like, okay, is this the way I would want to be spoken of? Or if I were to eavesdrop on someone speaking about me, what would it do to me if I heard someone being derogatory about me? So again, we can critique. I critique all day, I critique the Cambridges, I critique the British press, whatever, but I don't hate them. I critique the behavior of what they do because, yes, it needs to be critiqued. It needs to be criticized. It needs to be challenged. It needs to be, called out, rebuked, whatever. But we can do it in a way that is not derogatory. So I think it's something that, and even something that I'm learning, we can learn how, and like, look, we're all adults here, right? So if it's not something that is within us and we're not used to it, it's something we can learn, So, apart from just don't swear, just think in terms of course, that is respectful, but be honest, critique and criticize or whatever you need to do. Call things out. I call things out all the time, but do it in a way that we can also always do it in a way that is respectful. So that's all I'm saying. I don't want to belabor the point. So anyway, let's see. Rosita says, I stopped watching BET so many years ago. My dad is a regular watcher. He's 68. It's same. I mean, I have not had a television in, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 years. So I have not watched it. And I know they have like online stuff and even I have not. So, but it's so funny. I saw someone that I used to, I don't know. I'm dating myself here. When I remember this guy, Donnie Simpson. Do you guys remember this guy? I mean, I was kind of little then, but I remember, and I saw a picture of Donnie Simpson. I don't know. I remember Donnie Simpson. I think it was BET that he was on, and he had the most beautiful eyes. He has like hazel eyes, and I remember I had not seen this man in years. I didn't even know he was still alive, and I saw a picture of him. So I was like, "Oh my goodness, that's brought me back to my childhood." Donnie Simpson. That was such a long time. And I mean, I don't know if what I was watching was reruns or what. I have no idea. And so, but I remember, I was young, but I remember those eyes of Donnie Simpson. Very interesting. So maybe I'm the only one who remembers Donnie Simpson, but it was very cool. Fatima says, I think David Beckham and his family, I'm assuming you mean live in Miami. Oh, okay. Oh, well, there you go. They probably live in Miami. But I'm assuming because they're from the UK that, they may go back and forth sometimes. I'm assuming. So yeah. Again, I have not kept up with them. I do remember when they moved to the US, but I have not kept up to, where they are currently. So yeah. Let's see. S says, I like Jada's work on Netflix Cleopatra. It was very interesting. It was wrong. Is it wrong to say that I enjoyed the Will Smith, Chris Rock entanglement at the Oscar too soon? You could enjoy whatever you enjoy, mama. You could totally enjoy whatever you enjoy, So, but some of the things I am not here for violence. I'm not here for people going hitting each other. But there are times, let's just say I am not upset about it. I'm going to leave it as that. I am not upset about it for some of the things that Chris Rock has done. I'm not upset about it. I'm going to leave it at that so YouTube don't go taking down my video for violence or something. And it's so wild with YouTube because remember the little 1-minute video I did yesterday? And because when I did the podcast a couple of days ago, I had not gone to the royal family website to really confirm that what was in, what the squaddies had posted was true, that they are claiming that basically posted there what Harry and Meghan had posted on their Sussex Royal website about being half in and half out. So I finally went and looked at the website and realized, yeah, it actually says that. And so that's why I did the 1-minute video yesterday. Would you believe that Netflix has they have limited the ads on that video? So basically, it's not making anything at all. And so I file basically for them to review it. And then I contacted them. I'm like, can you tell me what is in this video that you would basically limit ads from it? They still haven't been able to tell me what is in that video. And I was just like, are you serious? With all the hate that is on this platform, that 1 minute video they limited. And I was just like, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Let's see. Gwen says P Head Chris got what he deserved. Again, we all feel how we feel about it. Lady T says, Pedal, you said you remember Donnie Simpson from your childhood. Do you made me feel ancient? No. Well, this was like, I don't know if what I saw was reruns or not, because I was, I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember Donnie Simpson, and I remember his eyes. And no, you're not ancient. Neither of us are ancient. What are you saying? I just was like, I saw a photo of him, and I was just like, oh, Donnie Simpson's hazel eyes. That's all I remember of Donnie Simpson. Jody says, no sympathy for Chris Rock. He is always insulting folks for cheap laughs. Yeah. And his target is always Black women. And even after all of that stuff, he still went after Jada. He did a whole special. He did it in Jada. Not only that, he did it in her hometown, and he still did the same thing. I mean, it just like, dude, I just can't with Chris Rock. I literally just can't with Chris Rock. Mrs. S says Jada is a strong little woman, little in size but huge in disposition. Haters have been after her for years, but she keeps owning her space, and I love it. Yeah, and then that's the thing. A lot of people cannot handle strong Black women who, and not say strong, we're strong, but women who are quote unquote strong, but who is able to go in and find, who is also vulnerable, who is also open, who's honest, who is not going to let them get away with stuff that others may let them get away with. A lot of men, including Black men, some of whom are attacking Jada as we speak, and they can't handle that. They can't handle that. They need to be in control, and they need to control people all the time. So yeah, there you go. So it just, again, I like her. I mean, it's like, look, she is who she is, and I feel like, you know what? As Black women, nobody goes after white women when they are being who their authentic self, they are accepted. But as Black women, it's always this thing where it's almost like we need to apologize for being authentically us. And it's like, oh no, no. So yeah. Let's see. Marilyn said something. Her point is different. She says, have never been a fan of Will and Jada. I felt Chris Rock's slap perpetuated a negative stereotype of how many people of color are portrayed. They should handle private business privately. I totally see that point. I totally see that point as well, that yeah, some things are handled privately. But I tell you one thing, even for a little bit, a lot of people think twice about going after Black women who is always been the target of jokes, especially with Chris Rock, and basically given license to his white comedian friends to use the N-word in front of him. Even Jerry Seinfeld was in that group, and he's like, no, Jerry knew. He's like, no, he wouldn't, because Jerry's Jewish. He understood that. And so Chris Rock has done a lot of horrible things and said a lot of other things, targeting especially Black women. And so, however you feel about it, it's just like, and Church Nelly says, yes, he absolutely did. He's attacked Meghan as well, basically, calling her a liar, like she didn't experience racism. it's just Chris Rock's played to an audience that he wants desperately for the white audience to accept him, and he would do and say anything to disparage the black community to get that acceptance, and that's where he is. And so that's why I'm not here for Chris Rock. I'm not here for him at all. So yeah. But again, everyone has, you can think however you want to think or feel about it. We all have different feelings about it. So yeah. Let's see. Oh wait, Joanne says, "Lady T, me too. I grew up with Donnie Simpson. Donnie was on the radio. Oh, he was on the radio as well. WMMJ. Okay, Radio One Magic 103 FM here in DC. Well, there you go. See, I'm not the only one who, other younger ones among us are like, who? Just go Google Donnie Simpson and you'll see his eyes. That's all I remember of Donnie Simpson. His eyes, his beautiful hazel eyes. So yeah. S says Chris Rock needs to apologize to Princess Meghan. He has a lot of apologizing to do, especially the fact that he used. You guys remember that hair? What is it? What was it called? Like Good Hair or something like? He did a film about black hair. And so that's why it was so egregious when he was going after Jada, because again, she has alopecia. And so he was going after her. And, this is a guy who did a film, made money off of women's hair, black women's hair. And so it just, again, there's so much with Chris Rock that I'm not here for. I'm not here for Chris Rock at all, in any sense of the word. So, yeah. Let's see. Church Nelly says he hosts BET back in the day. He's a radio host now. Oh, okay, there you go. See, we all know Donnie Simpson. So yeah. Let's see. I was like scrolling up. Thank you all for hanging out with me, just chatting about anything, whatever you want to chat about, especially if it's the royals and stuff like that. So that would be awesome. And there's this ridiculous narrative like Harry and Meghan are buying a house in the UK. I was like, will y'all just go away, please? Just go away with this nonsense. Rosita says, what I remember about Donnie Simpson was his hair. Oh, I don't remember his hair at all. I have to go back to the pictures. Eyes are what I remember. So there you go. So he has hair and eyes. There you go, Donnie. Donnie Simpson hosted a show called Video Soul on BET. Maybe that's what I saw. Maybe that is what I saw. So there. Wait, what? Mrs. S is in the oh, she's asking, are you in the hospital, Mrs. S? Oh, Mrs. S, I hope you're not in the hospital. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Oh, I did not know that. Sorry about whatever, I'm hoping you're home. But if you are, sending all love to you, Mrs. S, and happy you're here. So much stuff is going on in the world, man. So, but I'm hoping that you are home. So there. Madwell says, Chris Rock started attacking Jada because he asked, I'm assuming, her out, and she turned him down. She told him that she is still married to Will. There you go. It always is one of these, isn't it? That aggressive behavior from people they can't have. We know some royal person that most likely that's his reason for attacking Meghan. Yeah, that's what I think, so anyways, let's see. Leg says, I've never been a fan of Chris Rock. His comedy is to be out loud, shout, denigrate black women, and tap dance for Caucasians while pretending to uplift the community. Ice Cube and him can take a seat. I know. Ice Cube always seems to come around when there's an election and then sort of brands himself like the leader of the black community. I was like, dude, just like you, Legs, you need to take a seat. I'm like, You people like crazy. So yeah. But yeah, it's just you can't have a woman, so you attack them. And it's just, some people physically do it. And, Chris Rock uses his quote unquote comedy, which is isn't. And yeah, so yeah. Oh, Joanne says Donnie had curly hair, gorgeous green. Oh, it's light green and sexy voice. Oh, see, I was all about the eyes. No, so I didn't remember. I didn't know it was light green. I had no idea. I just look like Hazel. And curly hair and sexy. Donnie has it all. He has it all. Sorry, Church Nelly. He's got he's got Nacho Beat. He's got Nacho Beat. Church Nelly agrees, like, eyes are beautiful. That's all I remember. I didn't remember the rest. Just his eyes. It's like, oh, I love his eyes. Rohini says Chris Rock was never funny. He's always seemed like he would something at the club. Pedal, I am crochet. What you I'm crocheting what you want, a beanie, scarf, or a bikini. Wait, you're asking me if I want one of those? You could crochet a bikini? I didn't even know that was possible. That is awesome. I could do the beanie if that's what you're asking. It's getting cold in New York, so beanies are always there. Thank you, Rohini. Wow, a bikini. Wow, I didn't know that was possible. Man, you could crochet anything. Didn't realize. Church was like, no One Piece Nacho. Hey, did you go? Wait, Church Nelly, did you buy the Nacho sneakers already? I sent you a not just for you. I sent you that Nacho. Yes, Nacho teamed up with, I guess, this company, and they have the Nacho sneakers. And I mean, from my eye, it looks like any other sneaker, but it's apparently a special sneaker. So there. Wait, there are two of them. Donnie Simpson is a twin. Oh my goodness. So maybe I saw the twin. I didn't know that. I had no idea Donnie Simpson was a twin. Wow, there are two of them. That is wild. That is interesting. I had no idea. My goodness. Karen F says the Royals are trying to copy again with Anne attending the International Olympic Committee. Oh my goodness. Is that a thing? I mean, the Royals, they've been a part of the Olympic Committee. Wait a minute. Why is she going to the Olympic Committee? Shouldn't she be focusing on the Commonwealth Games that nobody wants to go to and nobody wants to host? Why is she going after the International Hello? Nobody wants to do their Commonwealth Games. Shouldn't they be trying to figure that out? And is that a thing that a royal attend those things? I don't know. This is the first I'm hearing. That is wild. That is so wild. Of course you're buying the sneakers, Church Deli. Of course. So send us pictures with your foot in the sneakers, please. He's like, that one of the photos is like, I guess it's Nacho's foot in those sneakers. So there we go. Church Nelly saved up her coins. She is getting sneakers. So there you go. Let's see. That is so wild. Legs says, oh, thank you so much, Legs. I appreciate your donation. Thank you. She says, how many royals does it take to copy Harry and Meghan? Pathetic. It is truly pathetic. Again, it is truly pathetic. But look, if you're going to imitate, if you're going to copy somebody, copy the thing that is of value. Hard work. Do the background work. So that way you don't need the press to prop you up. William and Kate, you copy the hard work behind the scenes. That's what you need to be focused on. Karen M, I think, has a little more information on this. Karen M says the International Committee IOC members and Britain Prince and Princess Royal arrives on the first day of the 141st IOC session in Mumbai on October 15th. So, well, then that's my question then is there always a royal a part of the International Olympic Committee? I mean, that's I mean, I don't know. I'd never paid attention to it before, and tend to not really pay attention to, the Olympics other than when the games are going on. Is that a thing for royals? I don't know. That's very interesting to me. Um, Joan says, sadly, no one takes notice of Anne and Sophie. And that's very true, because Sophie was just in, where was she? Was it Ethiopia or something? I don't remember. She was, I mean, I don't know if she's still, I'm assuming she is back home now, because I think that was last week. And of course, there were other things going on, I was paying much attention. But the press had not reported apparently at all about her trip to some part of Africa. I don't remember. I think it's Ethiopia or something. And so she went there. I think part of it was her patronages are like blindness and all of that. So it's a good, important stuff, So whatever I think about Sophie, she has gone to different parts of Africa in the last, I don't know, few months. And, the topic, whatever it is, the organization was, it's actually a good thing. Now, I don't know what they do there, what she specifically does there with these topics, for example, blindness and all of that stuff. But it seemed, from what these organizations are, that it's actually good things. I mean, look, you raising a profile, you raising, highlighting things that many people like myself, I never paid attention to blindness and all of that stuff, which obviously is so important, especially in in countries that may not, be have a lot of money and all of that stuff. You raise awareness so maybe people can donate, whatever. That's all the good stuff. But these things, obviously, the press is like, oh, this is boring, so they don't cover her. They very rarely cover anything she does, other than if it's something she does with, say, Kate and William, they will cover it, but they just completely ignore them. And they just completely ignore it. I mean, I don't know that Princess Anne could be bothered. I don't think she likes the press anyway, so I'm sure she could not be bothered with any, and just happily goes along and does whatever she does out of the limelight. She seemed to be more of that kind, but it's just very interesting to me that there's all, it's seemingly important stuff that Sophie is doing, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's very interesting, and these are the same people that want you to be interested in their royal family. It was like, well, you're not even interested in them. You're not writing about them. So why should anybody else be? So yeah, very interesting. Trisha says, well, is it possible to mail one's to Nacho's Polo Club? Just asking for a friend. Well, tell your friend. I mean, sure, you could go ahead and mail that. Your friend could go ahead and mail themselves. I mean, I would assume his wife would have a little bit of an issue when you come into mail, but I guess that's something you two can sort out when, or your friend. There's something your friend can sort out when they get there, when they have to face Nacho's wife. So there. I love you, Church Nelly. You're awesome. Ed says, "Pedal hard work is too hard for the unroyals." Yes. And that is the thing they need more than anything else. Work, hard work. And people around you who have that same, that's who they are as well. And so that way it could inspire you to hard work. But again, we're talking about Kate and William here. So if anybody does a hard work, they'll just take credit for it anyway, and while they not do anything. So there you go. Let's see. Let's see. Black Queen said, oh, she's talking to Karen. Afro Annie is about to take credit for other people's work. Which is a very royal thing to do. I mean, they always say that she is the most hardest working, royal. I would love for someone to show me an impact report for all. I mean, she definitely does the most engagements. She goes to for years now, even more than King Charles. And so the both of them do the most in terms of, going to engagements. I have yet to see an impact report for the stuff she does. Like, yes, you go to all of these things and you're, part of like 100 different organizations and all of these things. But what is the impact? what is the impact of what she does? I mean, we all know, like, how, Meghan went to Uvalde, and we see the impact. We see from the community. I mean, where Harry and Meghan don't even have to make a video. The community makes the video and put it out there. I have yet to see one from the royal family. I've yet to see one. And so, especially Princess Anne, I'm like, okay, that's nice, but what is the impact? What have you done? And so it's very interesting to me that that is accepted and that is okay, and people don't really question any of those things. Unbelievable. Let's see. Wendy Lomas says, does anyone know the status of the group lawsuit of Harry, Elton, and others? And the case is still in litigation. Was there a verdict or postponed? No, the judge still has it. Apparently, it's gonna come sometime here in the fall. Some people said in the next couple of months. I guess because Harry and Elton stuff, they're like the test cases, and so they have all of the others to weed through. I mean, I don't know. Again, I should say, I don't know if the judge has to weed through all of the others as well to rule on this case. But what I understand is that he still has it, and I'm assuming that's probably not the only case that he has. So it's taking forever. So, and again, it's what, 4 or 5 of them. How many of them that were a part of this group? And so waiting through all that legal stuff must be, I don't wish that on anybody. But yeah, no, it's still there. We're waiting to see what the judge says. And so yeah, and apparently it looks like the Sun one is going forward, and so yeah, we'll see. We shall see. And then we're also still waiting on the Daily Mail. It's like, oh my goodness. Yeah. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's see. A few more before we end. Fire says they're copying King Alexander of Holland. He was the only royal at the IOC for years until he became king, and he wasn't allowed anymore. Oh, so the king can't go? Oh my goodness. Again, thank you guys for all this information. I had no idea. Okay. That's interesting. And so is it so I'm assuming this is the first time the UK royals attended? That's wild. Very interesting. I mean, I don't know, what do they have to offer? Especially when you have a Commonwealth Games that nobody it's like, what exactly do you bring to the table? If you're gonna go to those things, or maybe she's just there to learn, as the royal family are always there to learn, because again, when you have a Commonwealth Games that is basically everybody's running away from, you don't really have anything to bring to the table. So I don't see her being able to offer any advice or wisdom of how to run a games. Because again, yeah. Anyways, we'll see. And Jones says Harry has a security case too. Yes, he does. He does have that. Harry just he's in 2024. He'll be spending a lot of time in the UK with these cases. I mean, if he's there in person, he may not have to be at all of them in person, but that's a lot. That's a whole lot. So yeah. Hope they get lots and lots of rest before that time happens, because goodness. Did Scammy's case gets thrown out? That's still gone. Like, I just have given up on that. I'm just not even. Again. I think that's the thing. I could never be a lawyer because I am too impatient. I don't have the kind of patience that would. You're sitting here for like ever, it seems, to wait on a verdict, and it's just like, I can't. I know. I should never be a lawyer. I could never do it. So yeah. Let's see. Fire says, King read what I wrote. Willem Alexander is a sports fanatic, and he was the only royal, then crown prince, and was for many years on the IOC. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. I see. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Thank you. Very, very interesting. I'm like, I mean, again, even if with King, yes, he's a sports fanatic. I mean, we saw him at the Invictus Games as well. So really awesome man. It's from what I've seen. But my question again is, what does a royal bring to the game? Like, I don't understand why they're at the games, even him. Like, what? Yeah, other than he's a royal and he loves sports. Like, what do they bring to the games? So that's, I guess, my big question. So Tracy Donnie says, nah, no impact, just photo up. Yeah, that's part of it too. Yeah. S says, Pedal, I think Anne has represented Britain before on the IOC. She's a former Olympian. Oh, really? I know she did horses. I thought it was her daughter was an Olympian. I didn't know she was one as well. So, okay, well, that makes sense. If, as a former Olympian. Okay, now that makes sense. So, yeah, okay. Okay, that's interesting. For some reason, I thought it was her daughter that was in the, or maybe they both were. I didn't realize Anne was as well. I mean, I know she did horse stuff, but I didn't realize she was an Olympian. So that makes sense now. Now it makes a little bit sense. So yeah. Joan Hickey says, according to Leslie F., Meghan has filed to dismiss Scammy's case. Like, oh, I am so tired with that case. I give up. I was just like, I can't. I just like, I mean, this is what, a year, almost 2 years on this case. Again, Florida. I said this when the moment this case happened. Florida, things in Florida is just there. It's just a special place. Sorry, Leslie, but Florida is special. Just like, I have given up. I have so given up on that case. It's just like, I can't. Rohini says, but I thought you were already a lawyer. The way you're prosecuting case on here, LOL. Yeah, without a judge. I can't with the judges. They take too long on things. Now, if if squatties were the judges, we just like rule right away. We just, we know the thing and we just rule right away. But for, oh goodness, that just I couldn't do it. So yeah. Madwell has a different interpretation about why Anne is at the IOC meeting. She says she's probably going because Harry's success at Invictus. She probably wants to cosplay and pretend she's behind the Olympic success. So could be true, but now also learning that she is a former Olympian makes a little more sense why, why she's there. Very, very interesting. But even as a former Olympian, it's like, what did you bring to the table? From your family basically owning the Commonwealth Games. Joan says, didn't Zara, her daughter, win a silver? I don't know. I don't know. I knew she was, at least I thought she was an Olympian. I don't know what she won. I haven't paid much attention. I'm amazed that I even remember Zara. Like, I'm amazed I even remember that so much. I very rarely pay attention to her. So Black Queen has a little more information. She says, she's talking to Yasmin. She participated in the 3-day equestrian in the 1976 Olympics. She wasn't close to medal, though. She won medals and other events years prior to the Olympics. Oh, okay. So she did a few things and she didn't medal, but she participated. Okay. Well, good for her. Good for Anne. She just kind of, walks around and minds her own business. She doesn't really bother anybody. So, and the thing about with Anne, even with the Sussexes, like with all the stuff that happened, it seemed like it hasn't really affected her relationship with Harry. They seem, the last time Harry was there, even when for King Charles' coronation, Harry was talking to her. So it doesn't seem like she really, she has not allowed any of that stuff to affect her relationship. Now, I don't know if she still has a relationship with Meghan, but it didn't seem to affect, at least she was, other than the York girls and their partners who were with Harry, it seemed like she was the only one that spoke to him that from that family that spoke to him there, even though there are pictures of her hat blocking Harry. That was very funny. But she seemed to be the only one that really, is still has a it's seemingly a good relationship with Harry. And maybe Meghan as well. Who knows? So yeah. Minxie Martin says Princess Leia and Princess Royal was on IOC when the UK was awarded the 2012 Olympics. Oh, well, there you go. Well, that makes more sense. That makes sense. Okay, then there you go. I see. I love an informed community. When I don't know nothing, you guys tell me. So that's awesome. I love this. Thank you. And some more. Joanne says, yes, Zara won a silver medal in the 2012 games. There you go. There you go. Well, congratulations to her. So that's cool. That's awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. I'm gonna go off and eat. I'm just realizing it's after 4 p.m. and I have not had lunch. So I'm gonna go off. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and just chatting and helping me in a day when my brain is not functioning all that well. So thank you so much. Thank you to our awesome moderators who are in the chat. Wait, did I see Lydia? I don't think I saw Lydia today. But Karen, and that's okay. We're thinking of you, Lydia. Karen M. Cookies and Cream, Black Queen, Church Nelly. Thank you all so much for all the amazing work you do. Thank you to our 2 Cents crew who support the channel on a monthly basis, and all our wonderful friends in the chat and our Gold Star supporters in the chat who supported donating or however you do it, either PayPal or also Cash App. Thank you all so very, very much for your support. So anyway, I'm gonna peace out of here and go get some food. I love you all, and I shall chat with you tomorrow. Bye.